Israel.
Israeli. Of white phosphorus. Israeli.
Israel.
War crimes.
Israel.
Israelis. Israel.
Israel is deeply sorry.
Mrs. Clinton called Israel's actions insulting to the United States, and they clearly were.
A message I've never heard before from the United States.
Not from the U.S. military, not from someone that high up saying...
Send a message? Start cutting back on the approximately $2.5 billion in aid that we give Israel every year.
Come on. You know what? I will tell you something about Israel. Israel is not a normal state. You know what Israel is? They declared that this year will be the year of the endangered species. Among the human race, Israel is an endangered species, and therefore Israel is a national park.
What we need is international law being recognized that Israel is an occupying power.
Israel, despite the fact it is a relatively rich country, receives more foreign aid than any other country in the world. We veto resolutions in the United Nations all the time that are critical of Israel.
David Petraeus sent a briefing team to the Pentagon with a stark warning. America's relationship with Israel is important, but not as important as the lives of American soldiers.
You know, this American-Israeli situation is a crisis that's been in the making for several decades. At some point, the United States has to decide whether it has an independent policy in the Middle East that reflects American national interests, or the U.S. simply, as it has for the last 30 years or so, more or less reflects what the Israelis believe, or the right wing in Israel believes is in the best interest of Israel, and is implemented mainly through very powerful and effective pro-Israeli lobby groups in Washington.
But, you know, to me, there's a difference between a suicide bomber going into Israel and blowing himself up and killing 20 people, and, you know, an F-17 dropping bombs from the sky, you know, and it's really just a level of, you know, how many people are dying.
I can see up here, like, he's even a bit nervous that we're talking about this.
You gotta be nervous about this.
What is he talking about?
I'm already going to be in big trouble for this.
Benjamin Netanyahu.
Remember, it's his own domestic right-wing political support. The settlers swept him into office. He needs to support them.
Okay, I wish the best for you.
You get out of my land.
The best.
This is my land. God gave it to me. Fuck you.
For the first time in my life, I've never been an anti-Semitic person. I've never been a racist person. It really seems to me that Israel wants to be hated. I don't know if it's to fulfill some prophecy, and they're doing a very good job of turning people that have never been anti-Semitic into, you know, racist types of people that are against Jews.
Anyone can tell me why we continue to give Israel $2.5 billion a year. They don't have any oil. They won't let us put a huge military base in their country. What strategic value does supporting Israel have for U.S. interests? If the U.S. wants to get tough with Israel, we need to end all aid to that country and insist that they allow the formation of a Palestinian homeland. Lou says it would seem like this country would have some kind of leverage against Israel with the billions of dollars we give to it every year in foreign aid. And Carl writes, this should have been done many years ago.
What President Obama is doing or trying to do is very much in Israel's interest. He's trying to push a two-state solution that will prevent Israel from ultimately becoming an apartheid